Can you believe the scenes? It is true, guys. Us Arsenal fans can rest easy tonight because we've won a football game. We've won a match of football. We kicked the ball around and we put it in their goal 2 times, and they didn't put the ball in our goal. We managed to get away with a clean sheet as well. Oh, it's unbelievable. Let me just take a moment here just to... I've got some cool air coming in. I've got my AC plugged in. I'm sorry if you can hear it, but my God, it's so hot in the UK today. We need it. We need some AC in this country. I don't know why it isn't a thing. That's why I've bought one. I need it so badly. Yeah, sorry if you can hear it, but honestly, guys, I am just so relieved. I'm so relieved because if we didn't win today, I don't know, that... I don't even want to think about the backlash there would have been online after another loss. But thankfully, we've been able to get a win. 2 scrappy goals. I mean, the first goal from Nketiah is just a mistake from the keeper. He's tried to pass it out, and Nketiah's right there. And then Willock scrambling one home as well at the end. It was not a particularly good game to watch, but it was brought to you by FOTMob. Let me go ahead and bring that up. So FOTMob is a fantastic app. It's free and you should download it right now. iOS, Android, whatever phone you've got, you can download it for free. It has all of the stats from every single game. And obviously you can follow a certain team if you want to keep up to date with your team. Obviously I follow England and Arsenal. It has all of the leagues. It has all of the latest news, transfer speculation and stuff like that. It's basically everything in one app. We can see the other result. Burnley beat Watford 1-0 there. We've got Chelsea versus City very soon. Honestly, if you haven't downloaded FOTMob, please do. It is a fantastic app and it's free. The link is in the description. But anyway, back into today's game. As you can see in the bottom right corner, I have given my Arsenal man of the match to Martinez. Now, Holding got the official man of the match, I believe, which I don't really disagree with. I think he was good tonight, but I think Martinez was outstanding at times. You've got to remember, okay, Martinez, a player that's been at Arsenal for so long, has never really made it. He's got an opportunity now for the next 2 months, probably more, because who knows when Leno will actually play again. It's not as bad of an injury as we thought. He's going to be back in about 6 weeks, hopefully. Back to training in 4 weeks minimum, which is really good. But he might not be match sharp for a while. So maybe we're going to have Martinez for the next 3 months, okay? To come in your first proper full game since Leno picked up the injury and drop a performance like that, my God, that deserves a round of applause. That was an incredible display from Martinez. Some massive saves. Ings had a really good chance. Shane Long had a really good chance. Both times... Had Martinez not made such a good save, yeah, this is a completely different result and a different video. So a massive shout out to Martinez, my favourite Argentine goalkeeper of all time. I love the guy. Honestly, he's Arsenal through and through, and I'm so glad that he's going to get an opportunity to play, even though it's under sad circumstances. I'd rather he was playing because he'd earned the right to play, because he's been better than the other goalkeepers at the club, but unfortunately it's because Leno's obviously going to be injured for a while. But yeah, honestly, superb display. But the whole defence deserves a shout-out. You can see we started with the 4-4-2 or a 4-2-2-2. Some people thought it might be a 4-3-3 with Saka playing a little bit more centrally. But the formation you see over there, that looked to be the formation we started with at least. Saka was definitely playing out wide. Aubameyang would drift wide, of course. And then Nketiah was the main focal point. And the whole defence was solid tonight. I think Bellerin had a very good game. Mustafi and Holding were pretty tight. Tierney was amazing until... You guessed it, injured. Another injury. I don't know how serious it is. He walked off the pitch, so that's always a good sign. But yeah, I'm desperately hoping that we get some good news about Tierney. If he is out injured for weeks again, oh, I don't know what I will say. I'll be very disappointed. But he was brilliant tonight as well. And then Kolasinac came on. He did a good enough job. In midfield, we went with Ceballos and Xhaka. Now, I'm not sure what's going on with Torreira. I would have liked to see him start. But Ceballos and Xhaka did their jobs. I think Xhaka was, at times, a bit poor today, though. A little bit sloppy with some of his passes. He's very left-footed. So often when he's turned back towards the defenders, he wants to pass it with his left foot across, which would work better with his right. But because he's so dominant on that left foot, he wants to use it, and it goes wrong quite often. We got lucky maybe once or twice today where they couldn't control a bad pass from Xhaka. Ceballos did his usual thing. He runs a lot. He's not the most effective player I've seen, but I do like him. But of course, he is only going to be here for the rest of the season. He signed a loan extension, but he will be going back to Spain in a couple of months. We had Pepe on the right. He was the first player to come off. Pepe. Moments of frustration, but also moments of joy. He's really a hot and cold player for me. I do like him, and I think he will come good for us, but we need more. We need more from him. He did really well to get a goal against Brighton, but again, that was like the only good moment of that game from him, whereas today it wasn't great. I don't know, man. It's a confidence thing. I think he will just get better with time. Saka was close to being man of the match again for me. This guy, he's just brilliant. He got an assist for a goal that wasn't to be. Unfortunately, he was offside in the build-up, but it was a lovely cross into Nketiah. And I love Saka. I honestly rate him higher than Martinelli. I don't know. That's a tough one. I think Martinelli has a higher ceiling. I think he could become one of the true greats. Okay, I honestly believe that. Whereas Saka maybe is just going to be a really good top player. But I love Saka. I love the fact that he's left-footed and playing on the left wing. That's not my style, but it suits him so well. He's deceptively quick. Like when he gets going, he doesn't look like he's running that fast, but he's going so quick, and he runs past people like they're not there. And I love his confidence, and he's our top assister of the season so far. I don't like saying assister, but he's got the most assists out of anyone in this squad this season, and that says a lot for such a young player. He's had a very, very good season and a very interrupted season. So to continue that form after the lockdown and things like that is really quite impressive. And of course, up top, we went with Nketiah ahead of Lacazette and Aubameyang on that left side. He was going onto the wing. He was cutting inside. There was a few moments where Aubameyang probably should have scored today. He hit the bar with an unfortunate shot, which seemed to bounce up a little bit as he hit it. But really, the story is all about Nketiah when it comes to the chances today. He's had an absolute blinder where he's stopped a pass from the keeper and he's gone and scored. Very, very good positioning. I mean, you can say it's a mistake all you want, but he's got to be there. But then at parts of the game, I mean, there was one moment where I think he got in between crossing and shooting. He kind of flapped his foot at the ball and it went out, and it was a really poor execution of a good chance. But Nketiah shows promise. I like that he's he might not be the most physical presence. He might not be the most lethal striker of his age, but he's mentally very, very good. He's a fox in the box. His movement is fantastic for such a young player. He will score goals because of that. The only thing he needs to improve is his finishing. I think he's got a good finish already. It's just a case of practicing, man, and experience and just scoring lots of goals in his career. He will become a very good player. And honestly, playing him ahead of Lacazette makes sense. I think it's very clear to me, at least, that Lacazette is on his way out. I think we're going to keep Aubameyang for another year. I think we'll get him to sign a 2-year deal and we'll sell him next summer, 30 million, whatever it might be. I think that's what we should do. I mentioned it in my video earlier. If you haven't watched it, please do check it out. I talked about the entire squad from next season onwards, and I mentioned how if we have to sell one of Aubameyang or Lacazette, it has to be Lacazette. We keep Aubameyang, no questions asked. If Lacazette needs to go, he can go, because I would put Nketiah in this team ahead of Lacazette at this current time. I think he's a more dangerous player, and I really like his energetic feel. You know, Nketiah is electric. He's always moving, and I think he will probably score more goals than Lacazette would in an entire season. I genuinely believe that. So you got to give it to Nketiah. It's not easy to come into a team when you've got Aubameyang, Lacazette, arguably Pepe and Martinelli ahead of him. It's difficult to break in, but he's doing a really, really good job. Now, as for Southampton, because they have been pretty good of recent, I don't think they're a bad team at all, by the way. I like what the manager's done. You know, if you think back to when they lost, what was it, 9-0 to Leicester, and then, you know, recent performances, they're picking up points and they're definitely safe now. Although they've lost this game, I wouldn't actually say they deserve to lose. They probably could have got a point out of this game, and at times they're really dangerous. I really do think that they will be a force to be reckoned with. If they can keep these players, keep the manager, honestly, next season, I think a mid-table finish would not be a problem. And they might do it this season because, you know, they still played well today. I know they got their red card towards the end of the game. It was a bad challenge from Stevens, but up until that point, they're so good on the ball. They're very calm, and they look good in front of goal as well. They've got a fantastic strike force. I think Danny Ings is one of the most underrated players in the league, so super, super happy that he's come back from his injuries. He's doing well, and does he get a shout at the Euros next summer? I think based off his current form, he could well be in with a shout. I think it depends, obviously, how next season goes. But, yeah, big shout out to Southampton. I like them. I like Southampton. I like the way they play. And I'm glad they're safe, because it would have been tragic to see them go down. But all in all, guys, a good result. We've got a 2-0 victory. We've got 3 points. It wasn't the best game ever. You know, if your goalkeeper's getting man of the match and you're still winning, you know it hasn't been the best game. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's about getting points. And we've gained 3 points today. I don't think we're going to achieve anything this season when it comes to, you know, top 4 or even a Europa League spot. But as long as we don't finish in the bottom half, okay, because this season has been tragic, I think we should all just move on. But that's going to be the end of Operation Arsenal today. Again, just please make sure you check out the video from earlier. Thank you again to FOTMob for sponsoring this video. Make sure you check out their app in the description. And I will see you next time. Come on, Arsenal! We got to win!